Welcome to the season finale of The Dish. As always, I'm Jalen Russell here with Jalen Gray, giving you the latest from the NBA this week. Earlier this week, the Thunder and Scott Brooks agreed to part ways. You think that was a smart move?
I think it is. I think sometimes you just need a different voice and a change of identity in the locker room. And KD also went on Twitter and said that he 100% supported the decision to fire Scott Brooks. So I think that says a lot.
Right, but he also said he loved him. I think the players really loved him overall, and I don't think you can really judge him off what he's done these last couple of years. 6 full seasons with the team.
With 2 of the top 5 players in the league.
True, 5 playoff appearances, 3 conference finals appearances, 1 finals appearance. And I think just with the injuries and the turnovers that team has experienced, you can't really judge him off this. I mean, Harden was traded after they got to the finals. Then Westbrook was injured in the first round the following year. Last year, Ibaka missed the first 2 games against the Spurs in the conference finals, and they actually ended up splitting those last 4 games and ended up losing in 6. And Durant only played 27 games this year, so can you really judge a guy off these last couple of years when he hasn't had his full roster?
I mean, injuries aside, they've gotten worse as a defensive team since that finals appearance against Miami in 2012. I mean, this year alone, they were 24th in points allowed, which is horrendous. And I mean, they have the size and athleticism to be an elite defensive team, but I mean, they just don't have the coaching to utilize it.
I think that he just lets them play, and I think that might be what the team needs.
Defense is what can push them over the edge and make them that championship
Right, but when you look at it, they're still winning games even without the defense, and I think that just the team with that kind of offensive talent and that talent overall, I think you might just need a coach that says, go out there and play. When you try to put too much of a system in there, you might rein these guys in way too much and not have a successful team. I think he tried
that with Russell Westbrook towards the end of the season, and it actually cost them a couple of games that they could have won.
But they almost still made it to the playoffs.
Almost, but I think they could have gotten there. He would have decided to call a play instead of letting Russell Westbrook do what he wanted to do.
Well, we'll see how this plays out for them in the future. Scott Brooks' 62.2% win percentage is the highest of any coach to not win a championship.
Which I think helps my point.
But moving on, since it's the last episode of The Dish this season, we're going to jump right to the end of the NBA Finals. Who do you have in it, who wins, and in how many games?
This may seem cliche to you, but I mean, the Golden State Warriors have been the best team all year. I mean, I don't think we've seen a dominant and elite defense and offense like this since, I mean, I could arguably say Jordan's Bulls.
Right.
And who was on that team, Steve Kerr, who is also the coach. So, I mean, he's been there before. He knows what it feels like to be on those elite teams.
All right, who are they playing? How many games?
I'd say Cleveland, and they'll win it in 6.
Okay, so we both agree that whoever's coming out of the Western Conference makes it to the championship and wins it. I have the Spurs in 6 against Cleveland as well. I don't think Golden State makes it out of the second round that easily. They might come out bumped, with little bumps and bruises, because Memphis is the second-ranked defensive team in the league right now.
And Golden State is first.
Right, but they're also averaging 104 points per game against Portland Trailblazers in the playoffs right now. And that's always been their Achilles heel, is that they couldn't score, and now it seems like it's finally clicking on the offensive side.
And Golden State is the best scoring team in the league.
Right, and that's fair.
I mean, they led the series 2-1 in the regular season, and those 2 wins were blowouts, and Memphis was barely able to, squeeze out that win at home.
True,
against
but I
Golden
think
State.
The playoff is completely different. There's more physicality there, and the physicality between Golden State and the Clippers last year really got to them. It pushed them 7 games. They ended up losing that series, and I think that Memphis has proven that they're a very physical team.
Yeah, but I don't think that you get to utilize that physicality if Golden State is able to get up and down the floor and push that tempo.
Okay, so even if they do get it out and make it to the Western Conference Finals with the Spurs, I think the Spurs will be more battle-tested because they had to go through CP3, Blake, and DeAndre, and in the following round go through James Harden and Dwight Howard just to get to Golden State. And I think by then they would have seen so many offensive strategies that they would have had to adjust to that they can find a way to stop Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green and get out of that series. In 7, most likely, but I think they still make it.
Yeah, this is going to be a very close series. I mean, the X factor is going to be Kawhi Leonard. They're requiring that he, pick up on the offensive side of the ball. He's probably going to, have defensive responsibility on Steph Curry.
Right.
Steph Curry. But I mean,
Defensive
I think
player
that,
of the year.
Yeah, that's another discussion. But I think that when you put Kawhi on Steph, that opens up a lot of mismatches on the floor. Draymond Green, can stretch the floor. And I also think, Harrison Barnes and Klay Thompson at 6'7" and 6'8" will be able to, shoot over, 6'2" Tony Parker and
Matchups
Patty
will definitely
Mills.
be a little bit awkward. Maybe Boris Diaw will come in. But so far, the Spurs are 2-1 against Golden State this year. We think whoever's coming out of the West is going to win it all. That's all we have for you this week on The Dish. I'm Jalen Russell. He's Jalen Gray. Have a good week.